Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. So as you recently know, I put out a little bit of an advert lately for my services, remote services. Some people got a bit confused and thought I was going to build them a van. Sorry about that. It mainly was just remote help over text or WhatsApp, something like that. However, I still got overwhelmed with that, so I'm sorry if I've not replied to you already. However, what I wanted to do was say, of all the people I did get to help, there was an overwhelming common denominator in everything that I was able to resolve for them. And this is why, if you've got a problem with charging systems, whether it be solar, B2B, lights flickering, power dims or power spikes or anything like that, what I want you to do is check your cables. More specifically, check your negative, your earth cables, if you like to call them that, or your ground cables, whichever way you look at it, V minus, the black cable, whatever it might be. But yeah, if you've got a fault whereby, say your solar panel, this is quite a common one as well, say your solar panel is showing volts, it's not showing watts, and it's not showing the volts that it's outputting, so it's kind of just sat there doing nothing. You've checked it all out, it's a nice sunny day, your battery's down, and you're thinking, why is the solar charger stuck on absorption or float? Why isn't it charging? I can see there's some volts there, but there's no watts or amps or anything. Check that all the negative cables going from the charge controller to your batteries, actually loosen them, pull them out, make sure they're alright, put them back in, tighten them up nicely. Don't over tighten them, but don't just finger tighten them either. It's got to be a mechanical grip on each cable. So that's like good old screwdriver, tighten it up, but don't go overboard. Like you're not trying to be like man of the year or anything like that, but you do want to make sure that they're held in there. Bear in mind, we travel around in vehicles that get shaken and twisted a lot, so these things are going to happen. So yeah, check your negative cables from your solar controller, check your panel cables while you're in there as well, and then check the cables going out of your solar controller to your bus bars or battery or whatever. Check all those. Also check that your cables coming away from your batteries to said bus bar, or maybe you're checking the negative cable to the chassis of your vehicle. Make sure that's alright as well. Make sure that the cables are more than able to deal with the power you're putting through them as well, and make sure that if you're using those fancy breaker fuses, that those are more than capable or are correctly sized to deal with what you're putting through them as well, because that is another thing I'm noticing as well, is people put set breaker in there, 100 amp or something like that, and then for example they might put a bigger solar controller or a bigger B2B in there, and then on a really sunny day when you're driving down the road, you wouldn't imagine, but yeah, you'll still get solar as your B2B's putting in power. Hence it may well overwhelm the fuse that you put in that might be alright for one or the other, but combine that together, nothing can cope, boom, and the breaker just kind of whoop, gives up for that day. Sometimes it's trip it back in place and it'll go again. Sometimes it might have just melted something, worst case scenario. But yeah, so let's just back up again from worst case scenario tales. Check the fuses, the breakers and all that. Like I say, just check. I know it might be a bit of a pain. I know some of you put your electrics away in tight spaces. I'm guilty of that one. Sometimes I have to look in the cupboard and go, oh, I could take everything back out just to get to that one bit there, but hey ho. But yeah, check them, because the more miles you do in your van, the more bumpy roads and places you go and explore, the more chances your cables could be slightly loosening themselves to the point where maybe they've fallen out and just a tiny bit is plugged in still or something like that. Or maybe you've been changing around your setup and you've removed a few cables and put one back in a different place thinking it's fine, it's the same bolt, it's the same place, but did you really clean the area of the metal on the chassis before you moved the bolt, which is your negative cable, to your chassis, as well as it was cleaned where it was moved from? And these are all the things that I've found over the last few months of helping people out. So I just thought I'd share them now so that you can all watch this video and go, you know what, I'm going to check that now, even though everything's working alright, but I'm still going to check it. And if nothing's working and you check it and it works, send us an email and let us know. Okay then, so I think that's enough for this video. I do want to say I am sorry if I haven't got around to the messages that you've sent me recently. If it's been more than a couple of weeks, resend the message. It may have just got lost in the many messages I've had. I am doing my best to keep on track with them, but as the channel grows, trying to keep up with 50,000 people that could be sending a message is getting a bit difficult for me. But I'll still try my best anyway to help you out. So don't give up too easy, because I don't give up. Should know that by now. Right, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know if this helped you fix a fault. And if you're not already, please subscribe for more videos like this and travel content once we get travelling again. Alright, take care guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.